And Tim, let's move on. Third segment. We're going to be talking a little bit about Cubs trades here in the house. Love the Cub trade talk here. Talking about mainly two teams, as the news is around two teams where apparently the Cubs are in talks with the Royals as well as the Pittsburgh Pirates. The guys in play. Apparently from the Royals, the guys that the Cubs are inquiring about are Seth Lugo, Jonathan India, and then Carlos. I can't remember if it's Estevez or Estevez, but their closer, Carlos Estevez, where the Pirates were looking at Mitch Keller or Cabrian Hayes. Yeah. And Tim, I'm just going to straight up say this right up front. I am super, super, super giddy at the chance. The Cubs needed lock down Mitch Keller yesterday. Mitch Keller is the pitcher we need on the staff.
Can we be honest here? Was it 18 weeks ago you mentioned Mitch Keller as a possible trade prospect, and he's still doing this at a low pay level on a super subprime optimal team?
I'm going to cut you off. I think you're talking about Andrew Haney. I mentioned Andrew Haney a while ago.
Oh, fuck. You know what?
I think it was Haney.
Andrew Haney. Yeah.
But Mitch Keller, like, what is with the Pirate? Paul Skeens, Mitch Keller, Andrew Haney was pitching well.
Yeah.
Dude, like, for me, mainly today
it's an up and down division.
Today in particular. So I really, 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 really have liked Mitch Keller's performance. They don't even, I got to pull up the game from today because they literally don't even have that box score on his line because he pitched today. So.
Oh, did he? Okay.
He pitched today.
I think I grabbed my stats before I saw him pitch today.
So he pitched today against the Cardinals. Listen to these last two starts for Mitch Keller. Today, against the Cardinals, pitched 7 shutout innings, 5 hits, 1 walk, 7 Ks. In the last game he pitched before today, June 27th, went 5 1/3 against the Mets, 1 run off a 1 solo shot, 5 total hits, 1 walk, 4 Ks. What is that? 1 total run in his last 2 starts? He's a guy that his worst start this month was against the Astros to lead off the month. Ever since then.
Pen stopped working.
Oh, okay. I'm like, Tim's mad.
No, I can't use that notebook anymore.
Yeah, dude, he's just, is he lights out? No,
11
but he has been very
over
good.
12 innings.
Yeah,
is the most solid you can be. I mean, obviously you can try to do 2 per inning, but that's Superman stats.
He's got 28 for the month. By the way, 28 Ks for the month.
Beautiful. Because I mean, depending that he's probably only pitching 4 times a month, maybe only 3.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a great addition. His numbers are there. He's ready to play. His ERA is there. His record sucks, but I don't care about that because the team sucks. You know, when you look at
Pirates have won 6 straight, dude.
Okay, you explain to me then why he's 3-10.
No, they suck, but yes, over the last 6, they have now swept the Mets and the Cardinals. Maybe they're turning around, Tim.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You know what's even? I will say this. I gotta give.
Let me finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
What bugs me is when we talk about, or casual Cubs fans will talk about Sandy Alcantara like it's still March and we're looking for a new pitcher. And you look at the guy and he's got an ERA of what, 7.80, 8.10, something like that. And it's like ERA, and people, again, casuals will say, well, he's on a shitty team. That has nothing to do with the pitcher's ERA.
Yeah.
Absolutely zero. Baseball is probably the least, that's an oxymoron. The least team sport there is of all the team sports.
Mm-hmm.
Your individual play is how you perform. Now, the only aspect of it is, as a pitcher, you need your runners to score runs for you to get a win.
Yep.
Fair enough. That's why Haney probably is 3-10. But I'm looking at the ERA. I don't mind the 376, 364 ERA.
Keller 3-10.
What did I say?
Haney.
I keep doing that.
Yep.
I'm talking about Keller, though.
Yeah, Haney's 4-7 though.
Over 100 innings, less than 10 homers. That's what is standing out to me, and that's something that this Cubs rotation cannot stay.
Yeah.
Or cannot say they have.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is less than 10 homers on this starting rotation.
I will say this. I got to personally...
Except for Justin Steele.
I have to personally... yeah, because he's hurt. I got to personally give the Bucks, the Pirates, their credit. Because, Tim, over the last 6 games, how many runs do you think that they've given up over the last 6?
Over 6, I'd say they're probably averaging 3 to 4. So let's say 25. 4 runs.
They have given up 4 runs in their last 6. And guess what? Guess how many runs they've given up in their last 21 innings, which is their last 3 games.
I guess I couldn't tell you. Maybe less than 10? Holy cow.
The Cardinals didn't score a single fucking run on them. 7-0, 1-0, 5-0.
Wow.
Cardinals went scoreless an entire series against the Pirates.
So what is it? Why are they...
Ever since playing the Mets,
they just get a kick in the ass, or are they like
they've just turned it on. It's the entire homestand. We'll see Friday. They get a day off, and then they're in Seattle to play the big dumper, Cal Raleigh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's right. That's gonna be a test.
Yeah, they're at Seattle, at Kansas City, at Minnesota before the
What
All-Star
nickname
break.
did you just give him?
That's his nickname, the Big Dumper. I learned that this week. If you go on Baseball Reference, that is his nickname, the Big Dumper. Did not believe it, but it is. The Big Dumper is Cal Raleigh's nickname.
That's pretty awesome.
Otherwise, I will say the Royals, I'm going to just be honest. Estevez is probably the one that I want, Carlos Estevez. Seth Lugo isn't terrible. The one question I've got, Tim, is why the hell are we interested in Jonathan India? Is this the whole thing of like this isn't like the draft conversation. It's like, why are we looking for a middle infielder? We need pitching, if anything.
Yeah. And now that I'm thinking about it, he might be like a package piece. Okay. For Lugo or
you know what,
Estevez.
I know why we're looking at India.
Well, tell me after. I think a lot of it could have to do with not having full trust in a non-starting infielder that we might have a hole in right now. Whether you want to like him or not, Birdie's been shaky. Whether you want to try and make up for his flaws, Brujan has been shaky. They've got who they got? They got Cowles down in AAA.
What did you say? What did you say before the podcast that this team doesn't do well?
Hit against left-handed hitting.
He's batting .283 against lefties. Maybe that's why. Okay, I think I found it. .283 average with 6 walks, 6 ribbies, 15 hits, 7 runs, and 53 plate at bats against lefties.
Yeah, and I think I looked up the Cubs' average against lefties this year is under 250. I think it's like 248.
I think I found out why
that would address a hole. Not entirely though, unless he's going to be starting, which he will not be.
Unless we just start him the days that we're going up against the lefty.
For who?
Whoever's at second base.
You want to start him over Horner?
Or over Shaw? Maybe the whole infield. Maybe Shaw doesn't play.
But I'm asking you, would you do that like logically? Well, maybe Shaw. Maybe Shaw.
I would. out of Nico and Shaw, most likely Shaw, one of them just wouldn't play that game. They were playing lefties.
And you put India in.
Yeah, put India in.
He's probably a worse fielder than both of them. Probably. They're both great.
He's going to be at second regardless. Like if he comes in for Shaw, he's not going to be playing third.
You stick Nico at third?
No, I'll stick Nico at short and move Swanson over to third.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Swanson's okay. Out of India, Horner, and Swanson. Does Swanson not have the best arm out of those three?
I'm
not going to put India at short.
I guess he does. Mm-hmm. I guess so. It's hard to tell what Horner's arm is like because he's only thrown from one place.
Yeah,
and it's really short. I think. Yeah, I don't know. I think if we grabbed India in a trade with like a package with for Seth Lugo or something like that, or Estevez, he would automatically be our first infielder off the bench.
Okay,
no question. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, ideally he would be not playing every day.
Yeah, I don't think we need that much help in the outfield because our best hitters are out there, and our DH is also an outfielder, and he's an amazing hitter. And they're all good fielders, too. Mm-hmm. We're very fortunate as the Cubs to have not really a hole in the field, except for if you want to maybe say
third base.
Catching.
Oh.
No. I would say third base is probably our best fielder. Shaw? He's amazing.
I'm just saying because he's young. That's all I'm saying.
No. I'm talking about fielding only.
Oh,
defense.
Okay.
Defense only.
I thought you were.
No. I understand what you mean. Yeah. No. In hitting terms, yeah, he's not great. He's hitting 228 or something like that. Mm-hmm. Our catching doesn't have the best throw to second. I think that's why there's been a number of steals on us that have just kind of couldn't have been. But all in all, I think defensively we have a pretty non-breakable lineup.
Now, I will say this. All of these guys that we've brought up, I'm actually all in on. You want to know why? So, Carlos Estevez, he's probably if I had to rank these guys, he's number one. Like if we got him, yes, strengthen that bullpen. He's got
where in the bullpen does he go?
He's probably our closer.
And Palencia goes where?
Setup man. And like Palencia goes to the setup. Whatever setup we take just goes up to be a middle or a reliever.
Sorry, Palencia, you've been doing great. But we got
Palencia, you could do the same thing you were doing just in the 8th inning instead of the 9th. Like that's all it is. A setup man is basically a glorified closer. You're just not doing it in the 9th. You're doing it in the 7th and 8th, basically 7th and or 8th. Sure. But Estevez has 1 full year of control and then a club option. So potentially could have him for 2 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, I forgot Ricky belongs to the front office.
Yep. So
he's got another angle. You think we're just playing chess? He's playing 3D chess.
So after this year, he's here for 2026, club option for 2027. Seth Lugo has a player option for next year. That's probably the only one I don't like, is there's a possibility he could say, deuces, I want to try to get more money. But he has a player option for next year. There's some control there. Jonathan India, arbitration was avoided. He'll have arbitration this upcoming year. So we'll still have control of him for that. And then look at the Pirates. Mitch Keller, 3 years, no options of control. And then Brian Hayes, he has a club option in 2030. All of these guys have some sort of control or way we could win them over to stay. None of these guys are Aroldis Chapman, where it's like, well, we got to win it this year because they're probably gone at the end of the year.
By the way, just as an aside, I did see somebody try to mock an Aroldis Chapman to the Cubs trade from Boston.
I wouldn't hate it, but I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying?
Does it sway you more with these two guys because they are right-handed pitching?
No.
Because we talked about this last time. I thought you might have been, thought we had too much left-handed starting pitching.
You're right. I had mentioned that, but I'm looking more importantly, I'm looking over how are these guys playing? They're playing very well. Seth Lugo's the one where it's like he's kind of up and down, but he's been more up than down. Keller is just phenomenal right now.
He's got an ERA under 3, and he's got good strikeouts.
Yep.
He's where is he? Yeah, he's had less than 30 walks too. I mean, like for 100 or something innings, that's pretty damn good. I want to throw one out at you that I was looking at the past couple of weeks that we have discussed a little bit, but not in super detail.
Yeah.
Out of Cincinnati, I was looking pretty closely at Nick Lodolo.
Okay. And I just want to say to everyone out there, this is the only one of the guys we're mentioning that has not been directly rumored to the Cubs, right? This is just one that you were kind of thinking of that, like, hey, we should look at him. This is just what I was fucking wrong. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't realize when you brought these guys up that they were like tied in on paper to the Cubs. Which is interesting, which definitely after tonight I'll be looking more into. I'm less interested in Ke'Bryan Hayes than I am Jonathan India, to be honest with you.
See, I'd rather have Hayes than India.
Yeah.
He's got he's got many more years. He's locked down, dude, until 2030 at the most.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You're locked down, and he has less homers than Matt Shaw. And Matt Shaw's played probably less games than him.
Yeah, but yet again, could be a bench
Isn't he supposed to be this big fucking fucking third baseman home run guy?
Mm-hmm.
He's only got 2 this year.
Yeah, but he's locked down at $7 million and then $8 million for the last 3 years. Yeah, that's a cheap contract, dude.
So I think the difference is you're looking at potential.
Yep.
And I'm looking at immediate success.
We're also gonna need guys on the bench because if we don't like Birdie starting, we're not gonna like him on the bench. I didn't like him at the beginning of the year, but I was told I was wrong. I'm just gonna say that. I was told I was wrong. I was told John Birdie, the greatest. Not the greatest.
I said you were wrong because he has position potential more than anybody on the team.
Great. He could suck anywhere on the field.
He plays 7 positions, dude.
And he sucks at all of them.
No, he doesn't. You're whatever.
Lodolo.
Nick Lodolo. Strong-handed, left-handed starting pitcher. Great. Probably better than Lugo strikeout to walk ratio in less innings. I've been watching this guy for a couple weeks. On kind of a shitty team. His record's only 5-5. But I think that's the same as Lugo. If I'm looking right. Yes, it is. A little bit higher of an ERA, about in the 350s, but I think he would be a perfect addition to be like a number 2 or number 3 coming into the playoffs. He's a little bit younger than the rest of them. But I think we wouldn't have to give up as much to get him. And it was just a guy I wanted to consider. Who was the let me look up what I proposed to you.
I think Owen
so
Cassie
it was Edgar Alvarez, Jefferson Rojas, and Owen Cassie.
Yeah. So I don't mean to poke holes in this.
Poke holes though.
But there are 2 big glaring things that shout out to me.
Tell me.
The first one is, will the Reds want to trade a young player to us? A divisional rival. That's always an issue. Like the Pirates, they're a little different because, they're 13.5 back. They're like, fine. The other thing.
The Reds are 10.5 back. It's the same thing.
No, they're 6.5, dude. They're creeping up.
They're not going to creep up.
See, but no. This is the thing. And this is the second thing I was going to bring up. The Pirates are 13.5 back of us in the division. The Royals are 14 games back. Those two teams are probably thinking, all right, we're not making the playoffs this year. We gotta think elsewhere. The Pirates are not in World Series now mode. The Royals are not in World Series now mode. Will the Reds...
The Reds aren't in World Series now mode.
You're right. But just because we know that, Tim, doesn't mean their front office is. Their front office might be looking at that 6.5 and going, see, we're in this.
I think he's 26 years old. I think he's on the last year of his contract.
Who,
that played a lot. That played a lot of factor into it.
He is 26. He's got 2 years of arbitration.
2 years of arbitration.
So he's under control.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. He's got arbitration year 2 next year, arbitration year 3 in 2027. Then he's a restricted free agent. I just worry, and I'm not saying it's a for sure no. I just wonder.
Let's go out and get Mackenzie Gore.
No. Because you're right, Tim. I totally.
Let's go get both of them. Let's have 5 lefties.
I totally agree with you. The Reds are not touching the World Series this year. Now, remember, I do want to throw out the last time I said that about a team, they went on to win the World Series, the Nationals. So watch, the Reds are going to go on a tear the second half of the year. They're going to make the wild card or win the division and win the World Series. Watch, that'd be just my luck, right?
I don't have anything to say about it.
But I look at that 6.5 and I go, is their front office just going to be like, see, we're in this? Because when you're under 10 games, front offices think that it's manageable. When you're over 10 games, it's like, oh, fuck, we're so far out of this thing. Are we even going to, it's time to sell now, right, boys? Time to sell now? Unless you're the White Sox.
But think about what we are giving them. We're giving them Jefferson Rojas. We're giving them Owen Casey. We're giving them pieces. We're not robbing them.
It's not a bad deal. It's a good deal for them. I take that deal. It's a fine, good deal.
Yeah.
I just don't know if the Reds would want to do it. That's my little question there. And I don't know the reason why they wouldn't want to do it. But I just feel like they'd look at it and go, no, either because we're in the same division or because they've got grandeurs of making the playoffs still. How far are they out of the wild card? So they're 6. Okay.
Wild card, probably 3.5.
2 games back?
2.
They're 2 out of that wild card. So, see, they could be looking at it like, no, we're still in this. We need to buy, not sell.
Could be true.
Or they could just say, we need to stay the same.
I just wonder if we can present.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that would depend on us if we want him this much. Yeah. I wonder if we could present a trade package where they would kind of just give up on the season.
Just kind of guys, you're done. You're done. Just give up. Just give up on the season, dude. Mm-hmm. Is there anyone else that maybe we're not linked to? Not even that you go, you know what? I would like it if the Cubs looked at him.
See, the thing is, you gotta think sneaky,
mm-hmm.
and find somebody that you're not gonna have to give up a ton for.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that's gonna be a piece, but still somebody you're gonna bring in that is not gonna take a place away from somebody that's gonna be better than them.
Mm-hmm.
You need to bring in somebody that's gonna be a benchmark in that rotation or the lineup, and you don't want to give up too much to get them.
Yeah.
I read an article today. Jed Hoyer said, "Don't worry about that. We've allotted our, what did he call it? We've allotted our resources,
mm-hmm.
and we're gonna make." He was alluding, we're going to make moves. We've got a lot of allotted resources that are not core prime members of our team, and
mm-hmm.
we're going to make moves with it. That made me really confident in what he's going to do.
Yeah.
I hope he delivers. And I think if we do that and not give up anybody important, next year is when, I'm hoping, we've nailed the draft, and we have actual positions to bargain with. Because if it doesn't work this year and we got to try to do this again next year, what are our bargaining chips unless we have to trade away Happ or Stroman or I'm sorry, Stroman, Swanson or, Shaw maybe? I don't want to get rid of any of these guys because I like them.
So in my eyes, there's one guy we're not linked to him. This is not like the Cubs have been in serious talks with this team, but I would love it. We just picked up the phone. It was like, hey, is he available?
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
No, not Chris Sale. Mason Miller of the A's.
Oh.
The A's are not a good team, man.
Interesting.
So he's 26.
What?
He's 26. He's basically arbitration until 2029. So we might have to give up a little for him. Like, it ain't going to be cheap, but it's not going to be like if we tried to get Merle Kelly from the Diamondbacks, who's on an expiring contract. Who's the ace.
Some stats about him.
So he is a closer. Let me pull up because I was looking at his spot rack. No, not his fan.
I don't know, Rick. Should we really be that considered on the rotation or in the bullpen? Because they've had the best bullpen for the past 2 months in a row.
Ideally, I would want a starter and a relief pitcher by the end of July. So this year with the Athletics, his WAR is low, 0.3, but that doesn't matter. He's on the fucking A's. This year he's been down. So ERA of 4.55, but last year had an ERA of 2.49. This year he's had 17 saves compared to 28, but he's on the A's. So, like, saves are not where I'm looking at. 52 strikeouts. He had 104 last year. 16 walks. A little high. He's probably going to hit his career high in walks, which is bad, but yet again, he's on the A's. 20 hits, giving up 17 runs, only 4 home runs. And when it comes to blown saves, where are my blown saves here? We don't have blown saves?
Where are my blown saves at?
Yeah, he came in 4th in Rookie of the Year and was an all-star last year. It doesn't give me his blown saves, but he has 17 saves. He had 28 saves last year. Thinking we could probably get him because he's young and the A's suck, and because he's having a down year, we could try to sell low on him or buy low on him. But I don't even know if they'd be up to trade him, because they could say, no, that's our future, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
That's the other thing. It's like it's the other thing. It's like, unless, I mean, you've worked there before, you still work there, but until I've been in the front office myself, I don't know what other teams are looking for in that type of trade. I can fantasize it all I want. I can go on these trade analyzers and they'll be like, yeah, good, thumbs up. But a lot of it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, with me, that's the name that I was kind of thinking about. You still think that we have a shot to get Sale?
No, he's hurt.
When's he supposed to come back?
I don't know.
Let's see.
But I think it's after the deadline.
Oh yeah, he will not be eligible to return until at least August 20th.
Yeah, I don't think you can trade an injured player.
That could just be a show thing.
I hope so.
Let's see.
But no, I wouldn't trade for an injured player.
Yeah, injured players may not be traded without permission.
Especially what is he, 39?
So injured players may not be traded without permission from the commissioner, nor may they be optioned to the minors.
Mm-hmm. But you don't have to, because they don't take up a roster spot. They're on the AL, or IL.
So
AL.
Yeah,
he's in the AL. No, he's not. He's in the NL.
He's in the NL. He's with the Braves. As always, we'd like to thank the people that make these videos possible, our patrons whose names are displayed on the screen now. If you would like to become a patron, go ahead and click the Patreon icon in the bottom right. And if you'd like to check out another video from MVP Sports, hit the video in the upper left. As always, thanks for watching.